Hi, this is Phil Brunner, your Northern Indiana TTA for LG Seeds. I'm here with Nolan Sampson, a star partner of ours. We are currently close to Rochester, Indiana, in a plot we have up here. And so a couple hours north of Indy, right off 31, north central part of the state, I guess. So not an area we consider a hot rootworm pressure area. You know, you consider that's basically Illinois, Iowa, southern Minnesota. That's the hot spot. And so in Indiana, people are generally, or anywhere not in that hot pocket, we just need Double Pro, Smart Stacks, or Duracade. We don't really need it. But I'm here to show you in this part of the state, in the plot here, if you want to take a look down here, here's a Double Pro hybrid in this plot, and it's got extreme rootworm damage in it. You can see all the silks have all been eaten off by the beetles. We got sticky traps out here. And we got a shovel and a bucket, and we're going to do some root digs and see what the extent of the damage is. And so if you've got the Double Pro hybrid here, then right next to it is the Smart Stacks hybrid. And if we get the leaning corn out of its way, if you go down between the rows on that, instead of right next to it, kind of look down through there, leaning corn out of the way, Smart Stacks is standing really, really well. So we're going to dig a couple of some roots from the damaged Double Pro product, and then we're going to dig some roots from the Smart Stacks. We're going to go soak them in a bucket, see how many worms come to the top, and then do a root evaluation. So we'll check back with you then. So we're back up at the farmhouse now to get some water to put in the bucket. We dug a couple of roots of the Double Pro that were showing all the damage, and a couple of root balls of the Smart Stacks that weren't showing any damage. So you can look down here in the bucket, get in there. I think we're a little too late in the season to get any worms up, but we got a beetle here. There's a beetle hanging out over here. I did see a couple of larvae, but they've already sunk back down. But, well, that's not a rootworm, that's some other bug. But we were too late. When we were out in the field, there were beetles everywhere, and we got sticky traps up, and they're covered in beetles after one day, and all the silks are clipped off. So I think we've missed a little too late to get the larvae to float up. But we can still evaluate the roots. So we'll get these cleaned off. Okie doke. Well, we did rinse the Smart Stacks off too, soaked them in the bucket. Didn't see any larvae there either, so obviously we're too late to get them. But like I said, there are beetles everywhere though. So I floated some more beetles out of that. So here's what we found. I'll let you guys be the judge or the guess of which one's the Smart Stacks, which one's the Double Pro with no below ground protection. These guys here, right? Now these are different genetics. We didn't have the same genetics side by side, so there can be a little bit of difference in the root mass just based on genetics. But these two hybrids are pretty closely related, so you wouldn't expect to see that kind of difference on genetics alone. So if you want to zoom in here, we'll show you a little bit closer up on these roots. What I found, so the plants like this, it was leaning this way and goosenecking up, so the brace roots were trying to grow back out and put some roots down. But so the first node of roots, almost completely gone. Second node of roots, basically completely gone too. And this is where it was laying, it was trying to regrow here. Third node of roots, a lot of damage there. So I'm not an expert at scoring these, but that's on a 0 to 3 scale from Iowa State. That's probably a 2.5. You know, I'm not, like I said, I don't do that for a living doing that, but it's bad. So that's extreme yield loss there. And here's the other Double Pro we had. It's a little bit better, but still that first node, you know, there's nothing there. And that was trying to regrow after it had goosenecked and lodged. It was trying to regrow. Second node, you can see in here, get that out of the way. That second node's pretty well gone in there too. Third node's got some damage. A little bit better, but still extreme economic damage on that. And if you look at the Smart Stacks, this is the exact spot in the field, just 3 rows over. But, you know, the Smart Stacks protection, 0 damage, you know. Nice looking root mass on that. Nice and healthy plants. They were happy. Good to go. So if you have any questions on rootworm, one more thing, like I said, we're in an area, a geography that's not known for rootworm pressure, right? So everybody's Double Pro, or Viptera, not worrying about below ground. Now this field was corn on corn, so that played a factor as well. But you got to keep an eye on it. And we got sticky traps everywhere this season. We'll make heat maps this year, reporting our catches, where likely next year you might have hot spots of rootworm pressure. So keep that in mind this fall when you're making your seed orders, and make sure you're covered. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week on the next Agronomy Tip of the Week.